Good morning, everyone. It's Yvonne back to do your bonus read. I was just looking at the decks then. You know, I have always 3 or 4 decks in front of me. And I always allow Spirit to lead me as to what deck I use. And I've never really thought about it a lot, but I know that decks are all different and they have different pictures, different colours, different numbers, whatever it happens. Well, mostly the numbers are the same if you're using tarot. Sometimes the names can be different though, and the elements can be differently represented. So if you read a deck and you know the tarot well, you often go to the traditional meaning of the cards. But when you pick up different decks and the pictures are quite different, sometimes the universe will bring you through different messages to bring through with that card. And it's been really evident to me lately why they like me to use certain decks. And so I've always picked a second deck for the readings. When I first started, I was using the same deck for both readings, and I would just get the same reading again, and it was sort of like, okay, if I change decks, then I might get a different reading. But if a message wants to come through, they will send exactly the same cards through. It still fascinates me completely how clever the universe is. All right, so we're going to use the Golden Tarot this morning for your reading. And depending on where I'm led, that's how I pick the oracle cards too. So if the reading has a lot more love in it, I'll go for a love oracle. And if it has more practical stuff, I might read from the wisdom of the oracle. But if I feel like you need a deeper message, I'll read from the Akashic Tarot. Okay. Oh, and thank you for a couple of people who told me we've had some spamming. It's been going on for a while now, and usually I'm very, very good with picking up on it and clearing it before the readings, when the readings go first out. There is obviously some sort of logarithm, whatever you call it, that as soon as you put a new video up on the website, these things come in and sort of latch on, which is pretty hideous. Go and make your own website. It's really weak, but they come through very, very quickly, and every now and again somebody will write to me and say, hey, you've got someone spamming on your website, and I'll go and clear it out. So I don't know why people ride off the backs of other people. It's obviously extremely narcissistic people trying to get away with doing something to achieve their own end. I do try to clear them quickly because they're a little bit tacky. But if you see them, please just let me know so I can move in and get rid of them. Thanks. All right, so we have the 7 of Coins coming through. Now, the 7 of Coins is a card that talks about waiting, patience, waiting for your coins to bear fruit here. So you could be, you know, waiting on money. You could be waiting on something to come through for you, waiting on some sort of situation here. But it's really about patience, and sometimes that patience can wear very thin, especially if you've been waiting a long time. But the universe will always say, you know, nothing comes in the time you expect it, unless someone sort of said to you they're going to give you something within 24 hours, and that's the human world. But in terms of the spiritual world, things have to take their time. Things have to fall in place. Okay, so we have the Hermit card. So you may have taken some time out while you're waiting. It's not good to sit and wait for things to come to you. It's not a good way to be. And the longer you sit and wait, it's like watching a pot boil. It just takes longer. So, and Spirit will make you wait more if you are sitting around waiting. I don't know why that is. Maybe to teach you about not being so focused on your outcome. So sometimes when we see the Hermit card, it's about taking time out to really, you know, self-improve, look inside, do your self-work, you know, sit with yourself alone for a while, really understand where you're going, looking for your inner light, trying to see what's in the distance, trying to work out the direction you want to go in. It's about shining light on your soul from it within. So some of you are taking the time out and trying to, beautiful, look at this. So by doing this, by being patient and doing self-work, you're bringing in joy and happiness. A lot of people don't do that. A lot of people just sit around and wait for things to come. And they very often don't, and then they don't understand why. And you haven't got to do anything drastic. It's just about you, you know, doing either meditation, looking inside, keeping yourself busy, doing things you like to do. You know, you might like to exercise. It's a really good meditation practice. If you like to do it and you can get out of your head for a while, brilliant, do it. But whatever you're doing here, you're bringing in a lot of joy and happiness. And manifestation. So there's the lesson in itself. Okay, if you're patient, you do the work that is required of you, then you will be able to manifest joy and happiness in your life. I have a feeling that's a lot about gratitude rather than looking at things in a negative way. And I do hear people saying it, and I think I'll challenge you if you say it to me. Like, if you're negative about the way you're thinking about something, I will challenge the way you think. And I will say to you, just listen to what you're saying. Just listen to the way you are constructing your sentences, because there's a lot of negativity in what you're saying, and a lot of conflict. So you conflict. You say one thing, but you do something else, which leads to this very strong conflict or incongruence in the way you're doing things. So it's a matter of having that understanding that you get through the hermit around the way you talk, the way you look at life, the way you present yourself, the way that you take care of your internal nurturing, the way you self-love. That's all the hermit energy, going inside to find those things. And if you're patient and you're finding gratitude in what you do every day, then that will come to you more easily than what it will if you're sitting around waiting for the world to just offer you something. So that's the way you work, especially with the energies of these things. Okay, so we have the Ace of Coins coming through. Beautiful. So if you've been waiting for an offer, if you've been waiting for someone, I think this came up in the What's Cracking reading. The Ace of Coins can be a new start in work. It can be a new beginning in love. Whatever this is, it's something that's going to bring a lot of stability in your life and take you in a new direction. So this is the start of something new. The ace is the beginning. It's the first card in the lesson. And even though it's an ace and we revere it highly because it's a gift from the universe, it is also the beginning, the start of something new, the start of creation. All right, let's see where we're going with this. Okay, so we have the Page of Cups. I feel like we've just done this reading. See what I mean? You used a completely different deck, and the first two cards I get out exactly the same as the What's Cracking. When you consider there's 78 cards in a deck, that's pretty impressive. Okay, so this is an offer that's coming in here. Now, for some of you, this will definitely be an offer of love. I can't deny that whatsoever. But for others of you, this might be a birth of a baby, the birth of a new creative project, but something that's moving you in a new direction here. The pages are only messages. They're not anything that is action-oriented. He's actually offering something to this person with the Ace of Pentacles. So maybe this Page of Cups is offering a brand new start. All right, and then we have the Judgment card. There you go, 3 for 3. Okay. Rebirth and 4 of Cups here. All right. So there's something you've been resisting here that you need to have patience with. Perhaps you're being very impatient and you're fighting against the energies here. But there's a feeling here that you're resisting this cup that's being offered to you. In this 4 of Cups, we see someone being gifted with something from the divine. And this person is just not even looking at what they're being offered. They're looking back at what they've lost or what they've had previously. This is why it gives rise sometimes to boredom, sameness, ennui. You want something different and new, but you're so preoccupied with what's gone before. You're so bored and impatient that you're actually missing something here. And that's the little cup that this guy's offering here. So maybe something's going to come into you from the universe. And because it's something different, there's a rebirth here. It could be the offer of something from the past, an offer of a job that you've gone for before, an offer of love that's coming around again. But there's this sort of feeling here that you're disinterested in accepting this. So maybe you're giving off this energy of, I don't want that cup because I don't know what's coming in. Comfort zone. I don't want the new cup. I'm quite happy just sitting here being miserable. I don't want a new offer. I'm like comfortable in my little zone here. But definitely this feeling of something coming in. I feel like something's coming around again for you here. More so than a rebirth. This possibly could lead to rebirth, but I feel more like this is something revisiting. Okay, so we have the Chariot coming through. So you may be dealing with Pisces or Cancer here. Cancer with the Chariot card. The Chariot card does talk about forward movement. However, she's only got a swan on this card, so not necessarily got all her ducks in a row. She only has one swan, but that might have been the ugly duckling there. But she is definitely moving forward here. She's definitely finding a way to move forward, finding a way to accept that cup and go for it. Something is happening very quickly with the Eight of Wands. This is about messages coming backwards and forwards on the airways. So arrows of love, Ace of Cups, beautiful. So for many of you, this is a love offer coming around again. I do think that this love offer is something that you need to look at, even though the Four of Cups is here and you look very disinterested. It may not be, it may not necessarily be something that you do want to accept. You can see this cup is, this person's giving this cup to this Four of Cups person up here. So it may be something that you've not really considered. Maybe it's not the cup that you wanted. Maybe it's not the type of love that you want. But the universe is saying here, you really need to accept this cup as part of your journey. So it may be some sort of closure, some sort of closing something out. It may appear one way, but actually be a completely different way. So I sometimes think, you know, if you're saying no to something before you've even looked at it, like this Four of Cups, this is love I've, you know, tried before, it wasn't very good the first time around. It's possible that it could be a different cup this time. Okay, and again with the World card. So this is coming at the end of a cycle. I know we've done this reading so many times before. Queen of Pentacles coming through. You may be dealing with an earth sign here, but I don't think so. I think you're taking on this energy of the Queen of Cups, you know, treating it in a very sort of practical manner, really looking at the cup, you know, really properly to make sure it's what you want, not accepting anything that's not within your scope of what is right or not. You know, we can see this with this Four of Cups here. You don't want the same thing again. You want something new. So this Judgment card may be bringing someone in that's new, that's going to give you an opportunity at love again. It may not be the same person coming back, but for others of you, this is the return of someone with an offer. All right, what is the last card? Nice, the Wish card. I couldn't have done that better, could I? Nine of Cups, your wish is coming true here. But you've got to close out some sort of cycle here. I might just put a couple more cards on this. Let's just go through this again. So this is about being patient and waiting, going inside, using your time constructively, not just sitting waiting for something. And when I say waiting here, this is about using your time constructively, not sitting around waiting for something to come in. Doing some self-work, having fun, getting back into life, feeling the joy of life here, because you are manifesting while you're doing that. It is manifestation. Manifestation isn't asking for something and sitting around and waiting for it to come to you. You've got to put the energies of gratefulness and joy to that to make it manifest. Okay, so I see for something as a brand new start coming in. Now, for some of you, this may be about work. It could be a creative project. It could be starting your own business. There is some sort of offer coming in that may have actually traveled towards you before, but it may also be a chance at trying something again that didn't work out the first time. It could be a person from your past, a job from your past, but some sort of situation here that is coming for a second time around. The Chariot tells me that the energy here is moving very quickly, especially with this Eight of Wands. So there's definitely this feeling of great love coming through here. I do think there's some sort of cycle that needs to be closed out because you're coming up as the Queen of Pentacles. So it's like it's grounding you. It's bringing you back to where you should have been. So maybe you've been sort of a little lost along the way, a little focused on something else, but this is definitely bringing you round again. And I love that you've got the Nine of Cups coming through here. because the Nine of Cups does talk about wishes coming true. So maybe you've been waiting for this opportunity in love or work or a new project or a new business. You've been waiting for this opportunity, and Spirit is saying to you here, just let go. We'll organise it all. We'll work with you and we'll do our part. Just make sure that you're looking after yourself, having fun, feeling joy in life, getting out there. Okay. Oh, I've just done all that shuffling and I got the same two cards out again. That is absolutely hilarious. Look at that. Exactly the same two cards. This time though, they've come with a Queen of Cups. So Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio card. But I do have the Five of Pentacles coming through with the Sun. So this is about changing. Look, this is what they say, turning your frown upside down. This is about seeing the joy in things rather than seeing the sadness and unhappiness. If you're left out in the cold, you can change that energy. Definitely. But I think that's really funny that you've got those two cards coming out. So you need to take more of this energy on. This is what you're after. The Queen of Cups is very intuitive, very loving, very giving. But she's maternal. You know, and she has her own cup filled here. Her emotions are with her, not dumped down, not cold. We're talking about someone who has their emotions with them at all times. Okay. So we'll take a joy. Oh, no, we won't. We'll take a Wisdom of the Oracle card. All right, let's see what we can get here. Oh, and that one wants to come out. So let's go with that. And it's by the book. Very interesting. And did you note that this card is number 11, I think, and the one we had for the What's Cracking reading was 22. So there's something in that too. This is abiding by social rules, conformity, respecting cultural or family customs and universal laws. I'm going to read the prosperity message here. It says at this time you can expect a return on your investment. Whatever you've pursued, be it a dream you've long cherished, a skill you've cultivated, or a service you're called to, will come to you if you're willing to go by the book. You don't need to reinvent the wheel to be successful. Follow in the footsteps of others who've already achieved the things you're striving for. You can learn a lot by observing the structures that are already working. Your creative projects and commitment to prosperity are in alignment with the needs of the world, but impatience may tempt you to cut corners to get there more quickly. Stick with what you know works and you will attract abundance. Beautiful message. Have a wonderful day.